Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at the DXY, the 1 day time frame. Why the hell are we doing that? Because going to look at a bunch of different things today. Um, and because I just noticed DXY has fallen below 106, but in particular uh, below this support resistance line, which is the top of a parallel channel that we have mostly traded in for decades. We'll zoom out in a second to show that. DXY has been chopping sideways in the overall scheme of things. If we zoom out here, and this is what we've been looking at, it had been trading in this parallel channel here, and what we saw that it was just taking a shift over before continuing downwards in this fashion, in this direct slope. Slope is the word I'm looking for within these parallel channels. Uh, I didn't think it was going to carry on this long. Thought maybe it would start descending here, but we've had to move this line over just a little bit, just a wee bit, and but it looks like it might take right now. And let's zoom out more so we can get a clearer picture of what's going on. And see, we can't even do it on a daily time frame. We need to go to a weekly time frame to really see what's going on. And you can see the support line, resistance line that we just fell through is the top of this larger channel here, marked by the whitish center line. And I can't even zoom out. I need to go to a monthly to get a clearer picture of this. You can see this is a range we've traded in for decades, going all the way back to the beginning of time here in the 70s. And we've only come out of it here in the 80s. Came right up to it in the .com era, .com era, whatever. And currently are above it now, or just fell back below it now. And I believe that we will continue on downwards here, at least to this line here, which is around 90. We'll see what happens then. Possibly continue downwards. Well, we'll see what happens then because we've held it. This has been held as support here for quite a while. Anyway, let's move on here. And the reason why that's doing that is against all these other indices. The dollar is losing ground. I don't know what the cause that is. It doesn't really matter. And the stock market the rest of the stock market's doing fine. You know what? Let's just look at these for a second. We are on a weekly. I do have channels and trend lines following here. The S&P, I see is continuing upwards in this lavender channel. I don't see a big correction coming until 2030, or much further from now, years from now. So what we do, let's go on a monthly. As far as the S&P goes, we've been following parallel channel since the 1930s. The S&P has been trading about this parallel channel, snaking in and out of it. And when it comes above it, it corrects to it, comes above it, corrects to it, comes above it, corrects to it. Very choppy here in the 50s and 60s. Fell below it here in the 70s and 80s. Came back right through it in the 90s. Remember the good times in the 90s. And then the .com era there, and then a crash. And then again here, nicely upwards and a crash. Currently, we're having an extended. Well, you can see here that we had this nice kind of upwards rally coming up off of the overall parallel channel slope from the late 80s through to 2007. And a little bit extra right there, and a little bit extra right there. But basically sloping upwards away from the general slope of the overall parallel channel, and then boom. So that was from late 80s to 20 years with a couple of corrections in between, got really out of control. Here with COVID, we got a little out of control, but nothing like back here. And so this rally started in 2010. So that's why I think it could go on for another, up here in 2030, another 20 years. I believe it will continue on in this fashion here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So everybody's talking about big crashes coming and everything. They're so full of crap. Look at, for the week, we're coming way up here nicely. And I even thought that we could come down here further to about 4,000. That surely wouldn't be a crash. Just a little correction. We do seem to be holding this very finely dotted line as support, so that's pretty good. We're not coming all the way down to the bottom of the parallel channel, so probably continue trading in this range. Here, maybe come down to 4,000 here. What is that? That's a whole year and a half away. So see what happens when we get there. Anyway, okay, so that's enough of that stuff. Let's go to crypto list. Oh wait, before we do that, let's go to Tesla. I did want to talk about, because I was looking at Tesla. Someone was saying it's a good time to buy right now when it was down here at 192 or around $200. And now it's back up to 224, so that would have been a nice little 10% gain. However, overall, I think Tesla has room to go downwards in this parallel channel it's trading in. Of course, if you want to trade it, this would be a good opportunity to do so as it continues downwards in this channel. Overall, it's kind of forming these asymmetrical triangles here with the parallel channel and lines going that way. And currently what I've seen here is that, let's see, the green line. So we were forming a triangle here with this finely dotted line that my cursor is on, and with the top right here. And this is the target, and once we fell out of there, we met the target here at the bottom of the channel. And then much larger than that. So you can see then we broke out of this channel here, or triangle, I'm sorry, triangular action. It broke above that, came back down, fell through it, came back down, fell through it again. And so possibly we could get a rejection here at 231, or possibly continue up further to around 253, which is the top of the channel before correcting back downwards. However, the next move down, I have a target drawn here with this red arrow from this triangular region, which brings us down to here. So where that coincides with the channel is right here at this green X in May of 2024. So that's where I'm looking to get in, and that's where I think it will correct as it finds support at this line right here. See if there's any further support back here. Well, it was resistance here, and Tesla broke above it and acted as support here. So I think that's where it's going to come down to in May. That's where I'm going to look to get into it. And then I think it will continue onwards and upwards from there. But that's getting way ahead of us ourselves here. Okay, so let's go now to crypto. And it's very, very, very red, which looks bad, but we've had significant gains, and just having a pullback here. Look at the bigger picture here. This red is just this tiny candle here on the weekly time frame, which is over for the week. It's still green. This is on the over total crypto market after significant gains over the past couple weeks from so we've seen 25% gains. So seeing a percentage or two on a lot of the things, daily retracement is not that bad. What are we looking at here? Let's go to a daily time frame maybe, or even a 4-hour. Let's see. All right, daily shows. Now I've added this parallel channel here to kind of coincide with the one that we're trading in on the Bitcoin. But overall, we have many parallel channels in the white here that defines price action as we trade upwards in those channels. And currently, we're weaving in and out of this one, riding right along it. Now the orange one, let's see, I'm at a loss for words. Good with numbers and lines, but not words. Anyway, the orange one is similar to the other one on the Bitcoin chart, where it's been support here and here. And I just roughly drew this, but we seem to be holding it as support here too. Do I want to see anything on this chart? Right here on total minus Bitcoin, we're testing we're trying to break above the 200 weekly moving average and found rejection. So let's look at Ethereum. So here, I want to point out that Ethereum is doing just what we predicted way back here sometime in September, probably. Bitcoin is following our purple line pretty accurately, and it's done it a little sooner than expected. Probably drew that in early October. I don't know when I drew that. I'll have to go back and look at the videos. But so Ethereum has come upwards off of its. Well, it found support here on. We really got to zoom out. Let's go to a weekly. It's doing the same thing as Bitcoin. The whole market's doing the same thing. It's in the same part of the cycle, and so we've had this trend line of support here, and that's where Ethereum just ran into it and bounced off of it and upwards. And it's been support here this whole time. And well, Ethereum is a little bit different than the other ones. So it's not as clear. But it doesn't have as much history. But this is the line right here, and it has support there, support there, support on a daily time frame there, and many wicks here. So all the way back from June, this line has been support. And here, most recently, and we are obviously bounced right off of it. And so now trading in the upper portion of this channel. And just as with Bitcoin, I believe Ethereum will probably, well, what I predicted is that it'll come up here to about 2000. We shall see. I think I need to maybe raise portions of this. I think I need to bring this up further. Let's do that now, because I don't think it's going to come back down necessarily and retest the top of that triangle. We broke out of this triangle here. We just broke out, and if we were to retest it, this is on a weekly time frame. Let's go to a daily, see if we've already done that. Kind of here, after breaking out of it several days later, we did retest it October 27th, last Friday. And we don't necessarily need to retest things. That's not part of stuff. So actually, I think we can move this up here, probably. Maybe even higher than that. And this as well. So when I move lines like that, I do it. Live. So anyway, those are just rough. It's just kind of gives you an idea of what's going on. I think we'll continue upwards in this trajectory here. Maybe even break out up here sooner. Let's go backwards, yeah. Well, you know what? I don't want to change too many lines because there's probably reasons why I put those there. Yeah, I see us coming up and testing that here. Probably a pullback. Something more like that. Alrighty. But currently, Ethereum is heading upwards. Okay, let's get right to Bitcoin. Skip all the screwing around. Well, quickly, let's see what Render's doing. Yeah, Render's taking some big swings. And Solana, right about 40. Let's see what XRP, 61. These are nice. XLM's green. Which ones are in the green? Sushi Swap. What's that one? It's not Rose. It's I forget what it's called. Ocean's having a nice day back above 40. That's good. Lido, Link is in the green. Helium. And then there's Bitcoin. Alright, let's see what we're doing here with Bitcoin. Now, first of all, I want to note that Bitcoin futures here, 965, 34, 965. It's trading almost about 280 to 300 premium to spot. Which is bullish. That's bullish. And we're on a daily time frame here. Let's see what's going on. We don't want to be on a daily time frame, but so we've worked all the way. Okay, yeah, let's get off of the daily. Oh, it was better than I thought. I looked at it earlier. Yeah, so this is good. We're going to have a nice day. We are going to have a nice day today and come back up. Wow, yeah. Because we were back down here earlier when I was looking at it. 34. So what we've done is that we've just come down and retested these lines. This is the bottom of our triangle. We were holding that pretty well, and then we fell through it. And when we fell through it, we fell down to this line that represents the upper portion of a symmetrical triangle here that we broke out of. So that line that had been resistance and we broke through it, we did come down and test it as support. That's great, and it held, and we're bouncing off of it. So that puts to rest somewhat any theories that we would fall down out of this triangle down to 31.8 here. I just think that the both bears are going to have a really hard time trying to make that happen. And so this was our first breakout of this of our ascending triangle, marked by the yellow top and the purple lavender bottom line. First attempt, came back down through it, and are finding support. Probably going to have a second attempt. Can we do it today? Quite possibly. Depends on how rallied up people get. But who knows? Maybe we just come up to the top and continue sideways over the weekend. Where's Monday? Monday's right about here. Yep, I don't know. It's great that we've held this as support, and who knows? We'll just have to see what happens today. I did expect us to come through right here. Or maybe that was just a bit early. I'm going to go with what I, said before. I called this breakout here and really thought we were going to come through again here and up to this area. I think we're going to do it here. Depends on really how rallied up the market can get. I mean, we saw what it could do here. If we repeat that today, I think there's a good chance of seeing that, and we just bust on through here. Quite possibly trade sideways and test this over the weekend, maybe, and then continue onwards and upwards. Anyway, so good news. Things are looking good for today. So that's the point of this whole thing. We are coming up to the center line of this red channel. That's had. So let's see what happens there. We're coming really close to it right now, and we don't know a 4-hour closing for another hour and a half. That is currently at about 34.8, 20 something. Let's see what the 4-hour looks like. A nice big green candle there on the 4-hour. Yeah, I think things are looking pretty good for today. All the other markets are in the green. DXY is coming down. And yeah, this rally's going to continue for the next couple months. I don't. Let's look at the volume here. We've had, pretty significant volume here trying to get us back down. And we really didn't do it here. We weren't able to make that happen. I think things are looking good for a move back up through our triangle. All right, like, subscribe, see you next time.